Alright, everyone, we are back again for another spooky season yapping session. Another movie that I watched was A Series of Unfortunate Events from 2004. I'm a little late to the party, but we are here now. I remember it like it was yesterday when it first came out. I was a mere 3 years old, and I said, "Mama, Dada, I want to go to the theaters and watch this movie." They said, "Andrew, no. That's too scary for you. You're just a toddler. You can't watch that. Go watch some Blue's Clues." So, after 21 years, I finally watched it. And I liked it. Yeah. This was one of the series, as a kid, that I read a lot. Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. Could I tell you what happens in it? Absolutely not. I forget every single part of it except for maybe the first book. I was watching this movie like it was my first time seeing any of these characters, and it was great. We got Violet. We got Klaus, who I called Claus like an idiot back in the day when I would read these books. And we got Sunny, the baby, who I guess likes to bite stuff. It was fun. And we had Jim Carrey, a.k.a. the Grinch, as our main big bad. Jim Carrey, yeah. I saw clips of this movie, specifically the scene where it was a blooper, kind of, and Jim Carrey forgot his line, but then he kind of rolled with it, and he was like, "Give me that line again while it's fresh in my mind, blah, blah, blah." And then Klaus was like, "Our parents died?" So I saw that. I was like, I guess I'll watch this, since we got the spooky season yapping sessions going on or whatever. So I watched it. It was great. I'm biased though, because like I said, I read all those books. And to be honest, I might have to read them again, because now I'm curious about that secret society with the eye. But it's just a fun story. Obviously, it's depressing, These kids are going through all this crap, and then all the adults don't believe them on all this crap. They're just trying to live, They had the luxurious life growing up, and then shit hits the fan, man. And then they just get unfortunate event after unfortunate event. In this case, it was the going to Count Olaf's house first, then second to their uncle blah blah blah, who was like a reptile master who likes snakes, and then he died. And then we go to their aunt, who's scared of everything, and then she doesn't die. Yeah, she's alive at the end of it. But it's just one wrong thing after the other. And I believe this movie only follows the first 3 books, if I read that correctly. And then kind of just ends and dissipates into the wind. That was 21 years ago. I guess they got a new Netflix show that came out, 2017 through 2019. I haven't seen those, but it's the same thing. Maybe I'll watch those. I don't know. But in terms of this movie, why did I like it? Because of the story. And I'm biased because I loved those books growing up. What is that, the third time I said that? It's just simple, You have three kids who have their specific traits. You follow those traits, and then Violet, she's an inventor or whatnot, and then Klaus, he reads a ton, and then Sunny, she just bites stuff, and then you stick to that, those characteristics, and then you just have a bunch of bad stuff happen to them, and these interesting characters, these interesting kind of stories, and then along the whole way you got this mystery going on. As a kid, I loved that, and a lot of other kids loved that too. I remember we had a student book fair project. It's pick your favorite series, your favorite author. I of course picked Lemony Snicket, who I thought was a real person at the time because I was a stupid kid. But that's just like his alter ego as an author. And then me, and then probably 3 or 4 other kids did the same exact series. Maybe 5. I don't remember. But it was popular. Everyone was reading it. It's just simple. And I like simple. I like stories that don't try and be too much. Like, don't get me wrong. Something like Attack on Titan, where everything's trying to blow your mind constantly and trying to avert your expectations. That's good. That has a place. But also something like this where it's like, okay, I see what's happening. It's pretty simple. Let's keep it going. Or like Demon Slayer. Why am I talking about Demon Slayer? But Demon Slayer, people criticize the plot so much. They're like, oh, it's predictable. It's predictable. So what? It's a great story. Good stories are predictable because people like them. I like seeing good win. And then, like in this movie, I guess they kind of win at the end. They kind of change stuff up a little bit. Because at the end of it, they get a letter from their parents. And then they're all hopeful at the end. But still, there's stuff behind that. But I think they knew, hey, this is the only movie we're going to be making. So we can't kind of expand on it anymore. So they kind of made it hopeful at the end of this movie. Why did I like it? The vibes. I think that's why I like a lot of stuff, is because of the vibes. And I consider this into the spooky season type of deal. You know, it's darker, kind of that creepy, what's his name? Oh my god, my mind is blanking. Not Danny Elfman. Holy crap. Who is it? The director. Oh my god. Tim Burton. Oh my god. How could I forget his name? That's crazy. That's absurd. Tim Burton. So, kind of had those Tim Burton vibes almost. Tim Burton isn't super scary. He's just creepy in a weird, dark way. That's the Wednesday vibes. That's the Nightmare Before Christmas, Sleepy Hollow, which I haven't watched. I do want to watch that, and this will be a video for that. But those sorts of vibes, I feel like this series of unfortunate events movie had that. So it's not like over the top scary. It's just darker, creepier, weirder. And I don't mind that. That's why I liked this movie. Jim Carrey did a good job. All the actors for the children did a good job. They kind of pulled the characters right out of the book and were there on the screen. And then obviously the narrator, Lemony Snicket, I enjoyed that. How he was kind of hopping in and out of the story. And you didn't really see his face. And he was just kind of a shadow, typing out stuff, doing dialogue, you know, speaking on the events that were happening in the movie, that sort of thing, saying, turn back now, this isn't a happy story, blah, blah, blah. I thought that was cool. I liked it. I don't know, just, why is my thing shaking so much? Gosh. It was fun. I enjoyed it. If I had to rate it, probably a 6 out of 10. Yeah, 6.5, something like that. It wasn't anything Oscar-worthy, maybe. Maybe I'm eating my words. I did eat my words. It is Oscar-worthy, apparently. It's won an Oscar for the best makeup at the 77th Academy Awards in 2005. How could I disgrace it like that? But it was fun. It was good. It was good. I liked that series. I liked those characters, and I liked the movie. That's all I'm gonna speak about it for now. We're gonna have some more spooky movies coming up. So, yeah. If you liked this video or watched this far into it, please subscribe so that you see the upcoming movies or spooky season things that we talk about as we keep going on. And yeah, just thank you if you have watched this far into it. I really appreciate all the support that you guys give, especially since I'm so small right now. Anything that you guys do, yeah, it means a lot more than you may think. So thank you. Thank you. That being said, I won't take any more of your time. I'll let you get on with your day. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.